I just got out the Dollar Tree. I don't know how I'm gonna get back, so I'm gonna chill the Barnes & Noble for a second. It's okay, I like gay people. There was this old man in front of me, and he was reading Heated Rivalry.
2 hours later.
What's good, gang? I got back to the school, had some freaking dinner or whatever. Now we're here for what y'all are here for, and it's how I met Clavicular. Now, to give you a little context, I go to Binghamton University. This is my first year here, and I would consider myself like more on the antisocial side, like more introverted. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna be cutting my nails, so hope y'all don't mind. If you do, you're weird. So basically, I'm in my dorm, I'm calling up my homeboy. I'm just like on my phone, kind of like scrolling reels, and I'm on like Clash Royale. Eventually, I go on Instagram Reels, and I see a post, and it says Clavicular is coming to Binghamton, and I'm actually tweaking out. Now, he said it was doing a college tour, but in reality, he was just going in the city and going to like a bar. And so when I saw this, I was like, oh, I gotta go to this. But then I look at like the date and time that it's happening. It's happening the day of, and it's already started. The event's already started. It's 9:30. The event started at 9. And so I'm late to this biddy. And so I was thinking to myself, oh, it's kind of a shame. It would be cool to go just to like see him, because like he's a very interesting guy. I was thinking to myself, maybe I could, but like I got like a 9:30 class in the morning. I don't really want to be like staying out that late. So eventually I stopped talking to my one homeboy, and then I call up my homegirl. I go outside to talk to her, and I'm just walking around. And as I exit outside, I see this like posse of 6 girls, all wearing booty shorts and black boots. Now, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with like dressing like that. It just felt like I was at a freaking clone factory. I was like, what's going on here? And then, as I'm walking up this like little stairwell, 20 white men with white t-shirts and black shorts start running past me at a good pace. It wasn't like they were sprinting, but they were running at a good pace, and they just kept coming. And so I was like, what's going on? And then they get into like a group with the girls, and I see more clones of the booty short girls. Not that there's anything wrong with that. And I'm thinking to myself, wait, they might be going to Clavicular's event. And so I tell this to my homegirl, and she's like, bro, you gotta go. I'm recontemplating it, but I'm like, this is probably the only time I'm gonna see Clavicular like in my life. I should go. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try to take a bus into. Keep in mind, I've never used the bus system, the shuttle system at our school, and so I genuinely had no idea where it was gonna go. I was assuming most likely it was gonna go into town, but I get to one bus stop, and I'm standing there. And I'm looking at the people at this bus stop. There's not a lot of people there, but they do not look like they're going to a Clavicular party. So then I just like continue waiting there. Eventually, a bus pulls up to this other bus stop, and people start like making a lot of ruckus. And so I look over and I see this big group of people like across the street from me, and they're like, that's probably the bus that's going into town. And so I start making a mad dash, like Usain Bolt type stuff, all the way over to this bus stop. Turns out that it was just dropping off people, but it did loop back around and people started getting on. So I'm in this big line, longer than like any Disney attraction out there, and waiting to get on the bus. And people are like filing on, and as I'm looking, there's like 15 people in front of me, and as I look at that bus, it was more packed than a can of sardines, I swear on my life. The bus was bulging with how many people were in the bus. And so the bus leaves, leaving me busless. Thinking to myself in this moment, I'm thinking, dang, I'm not gonna be able to see Clavicular. I'd hung up with my friend, so it was just me, myself, and I. But while I was standing there, some people left and we're like, oh, we're gonna get an Uber, a taxi, or whatever. But some people stayed. And that gave me hope. That gave me faith that another bus was gonna come. And so you know what I did? I waited. I waited for about 30 minutes. At that point, I was losing hope. I thought there's no way a bus is actually gonna come. It was 11:30 at night. But then, right around the corner, I see a bus coming. And the people in line behind me are like, hey yo, a bus is coming. Bus is here, boys. And so I'm at the bus station. Bus pulls up, I get on that bus. I don't know where this bus is going. So I make sure I have like Apple Maps pulled up on my phone so I know like at least the general area of where we're going. And as we get on the bus and the bus starts moving, we go towards that area. While I'm on the bus, I'm thinking to myself, I have this little thought in the back of my mind. I'm like, what if you need like tickets to this event? And so I go to the post. In the description, it says, look in our bio to buy tickets. I'm kind of like a little worried now because I'm like, I didn't buy a ticket. But I was like, oh, I'll just go on the website, buy a ticket. Go on the website, sold out. Sold out. It just said, sold out. And now I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I'm not going to see Clavicular. I'm not going to be able to see him. And I was like getting so desperate in my head. I was like, I need to see Clavicular and take a selfie with him. That's my objective. I want to take a selfie with Clavicular. But if I can't get a ticket to go in, how am I going to get in? So I was thinking to myself, I was like, am I going to have to break in? And so I was thinking, if worst comes to worst, I'll see a crowd of people going in and I'll just run through them and get lost in the sauce of the bar. So that even if security chases me, they won't be able to catch me. Genius thinking, guys. This is why I go to Binghamton. Even though I might not be able to see Clavicular, I'm on this bus that's going to downtown. I should just go. Like, I'm too committed now. So I get downtown, open up my phone, start following maps to like with the location. I see the location. There's a lot of people like hanging outside the bar, and I look at the door to get in. There's like 7 security personnel people around there, and no one's in line. And so I'm thinking to myself, dude, did they lock this place down? Is no more people allowed in? But then I see a group of people start going to go in. And so I'm like, okay, let me follow them. I'm in line and I see that they're like scanning people's IDs. Because like, the party was, you could go if you're 18, but you can't drink if you're, you know, below 21, which is freaking lame. But I see they're like scanning IDs and then they're handing cash to one of the people. And I'm like, oh yeah, we're back in it, baby. I was like, I'm gonna get a ticket like at the door and go in. I'm in line, the guy scans my ID, and then I ask this other dude, how much do I owe you? And he's like, $8. And I'm like, shoot, I don't carry cash. And so I asked the dude, is there like an ATM nearby? And then the entire posse of people that was around the door to get into the bar, you're like, oh, there's an ATM over here at freaking Giovanni's Deli and one at Maserati's. And I'm like, okay, I'll just find the ATM. Go to this deli, ATM's broken. I'm like, shoot. I go to this pizza place, I think it is, and when I try to withdraw my money, it just doesn't work. And so I'm like, okay, I think I might just be out of luck. But then I go back to the deli and I see an employee fixing the ATM machine, and I'm like, sweet. And I withdraw my money. Withdraw $10, give the dude my 10, he gives me 2 and change. And as I'm walking down into the bar, the dude who scanned my ID, he says to me, hey, don't forget to get your picture with Clav. Don't forget to get your picture. He's gonna leave soon. And now I heard the part about don't forget to get your picture with Clav, and I was like, yeah, that's why I'm here, bro. But I didn't hear the part about him leaving soon, Clav leaving soon. Keep this in mind for later. So I walk down here, and I hear murmurs, hey, Clavicular's like over here. And I look over, and there's a little back room, like that's behind the bar itself. But the door gets shut by the security guard, and the security guard stands outside of the door. And then people start dispersing from there. So I'm like, okay, maybe he's in there, but I'm just gonna have to wait for him. Let me like enter the bar. I go into the bar, and I kid you not, Clavicular and this freaking girl, I don't know who she is, we're like making drinks together. I was like actually starstruck. Not like because I like Clavicular, but I was like, this can't be real. And so I see him, but I'm kind of in the back of the bar. Like, there's like a crowd around the bar. I'm more towards the back. And I think I shot a video of it. I'll put it up on screen. I see Clav, and I'm like, I gotta get my selfie with Clav. So I start kind of like pushing through the crowd until I make it to the front of the bar. But he's talking to the people to like the right of me. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wait for him to be done with those people, and then I'll be like, hey, can I get a quick selfie? And then this girl, the audacity of this girl, she starts walking up, strutting her stuff, and she like, she shoves me out the way, and I look over at her, and she's like, bro, move out the way. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to get a picture with Clav. And then she's like, but I'm trying to get a drink. And in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, I'm here first, bro. Like, you don't just like shove people out the way. That's disrespectful, man. I'm trying to be reasonable. I'm like, I'm waiting to get a selfie with Clav. After I get my selfie with Clav, you can 100% take my place. And then she's like, well, I'm getting a drink, and you're under 21. You can't even get a drink. I'm thinking in my head, this bitty, the absolute audacity of this girl, bro. But then I realized, like, this isn't a battle worth fighting for, so I'm just like, okay, you can freaking... You get your freaking pink Whitney, Sarah. So she kind of shoves me out of the way, and when she shoves me out of the way, it felt like I got blasted back. I felt like I was so far away from Clavicular. I was, like, so mad. Like, in my head, I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna be able to get the freaking selfie with Clavicular. And then he starts leaving the bar. And I'm like, oh, shoot. I went to, like, full panic mode. I literally start, like, tracking him like a hound dog. He goes into the back of the bar. Security blocked us off. We can't go back there. And I hear this guy. He's like, hey, he's gonna come out from the other way. So we all start going out to the other way. And then people start exiting the bar in anticipation for Clavicular coming out that way. And so, like, these girls pass through, and I try to get through. This big, 300-pound, 6'4" man blocks me off, unleashes like a flesh wall on me. And I'm like, no, bro. Am I actually selling my chance at getting a flick with Clavic? But then Clavicular comes out from the back, starts walking up the stairs. After all of his entourage is done following him, I'm right behind him. It's basically like touching him. But we're walking out, and as I'm walking out, I'm tailing him. He's taking pictures with people. I see one of these girls push past the security really quickly, be like, hey, can I get a quick pic? They take the pic, she leaves. And I'm thinking that's what I have to do. But then, Mayday, Mayday, red alert. He starts walking towards another building. And I know once he's in there, it's probably wraps. I'm not gonna see him again. And so I have about like 30 seconds to get this picture with him before he enters the building. And so, in all the confidence in my body, I walk up, I cut through, and I'm like, Clavicular, let me get a pic. Boom! I get bodied by a security guard. I don't get bodied, but he pushes me away. The security guard pushes me away. But then Clavicular, he like leans in and he's like, yeah, we could get a pic. And I'm like, thank the Lord. And so I extend my hand, but like I'm so nervous. I'm shaking my hand. And so I can't get me and Clav in the same frame. But I'm thinking to myself, wait, maybe my camera's facing the wrong way. And so I go to switch it. He was facing the right way. So I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta flip it back. I flip it back. I extend both of my arms out as far as I can, smile and take the pic. Clavicular leaves. And boy, oh boy, was I happy that I got that pic. And I went back and I watched his stream of the clip. And after he took the photo with me, his security guard was like, that's the last one, guys. That's the last one. And I was so happy. I was so happy. It was one of the craziest nights I've ever had in my life because I've never been out. I don't go out partying or anything like that. That's just not me. But just going out, just doing my own thing, going like facing all of these struggles and adversaries, and then ultimately overcoming them to get the pic with Clap. So, what's the moral of the story? It's never too late. There were so many obstacles for me to getting to Clavicular. The bus being full, me not having the cash, Clavicular leaving the bar, that biddy who bodied me and didn't even get a drink. But in the end, I was able to overcome all of those challenges to get the pic with Clav. And that's something special. Thanks for watching.